Alright, what's up, bros? I actually got called into work tonight, so usually this is one of my days off, but we gotta work, so yeah, it's 1:30. We did take pre-workout, just because I think for simplicity's sake, we're just gonna do pre-workout this whole week, and then we'll just do next week all fasted, because I can't remember if the last back day was fat. Well, anyways, it doesn't matter. So this is pre-workout tomorrow for shoulders. We'll have pre-workout, and then all next week will be fasted for everyone to compare. Obviously, we're gonna do our probably about 6 sets of heavy rows. That's our main staple back movement with the rear delt. And I'm going to do an actual like bent over thing now because I haven't tried those. But now that I've used the actual, this machine, because I've tried with the bands and just the way that the door's at, it's not, this wall is too close. So I'm thinking, so I'm going to do these ones real straight, no English or nothing. It's bent over. But where I'm just like sweeping. I'm keeping my arms straight. And I'm just going to be like trying to think about sweeping and then flexing, you know, kind of trying to actually squeeze at the top. And I don't know, we'll do 3 or 4 of those supersets. Obviously this is legs as an auxiliary, so we're going to do a few sets of RDLs, straight leg deadlifts, whatever you want to call them. And then obviously curls. I'm thinking this weekend I'm going to make a video kind of like where mental state is and all that, and just like an overview video. So if y'all are looking for more for that, because I'm trying to cut these videos down. I know everybody doesn't have time for an hour long, so I've been trying to keep some of the extra stuff out of here. Like I'm just making a pork roast. I've done that, the meat stew, whatever you want to call it. So I'm not going to show that here. You've seen me make that a million times, so no point in showing that. Maybe I'll show it when it's done. Well, it probably won't be done because after, for my post-workout meal, I'm going to have the shake, and then later I'm probably just going to have cottage cheese. My cottage cheese meal with onions and jalapenos and stuff, and then let that keep cooking, and then cut that when I wake up. Take some of that to work with some eggs, and then let the rest of it sit overnight and just soak up all those juices. Which if you watched, I'll show that because I think that's the most important principle when you cook this. When you do this meat stew or whatever, it's just like cooking a roast super slow and with onions and all that and garlic and help and create a nice broth. And then you cut it when it's done and you let it sit and just at room temperature for a few hours and just soak all those juices up. It's insane. But yeah, yesterday's rucking, trail running, whatever you want to call it, that was interesting. My lower back is a little, because I wouldn't necessarily sore, but it's stiff just from the running. I figured that might happen, but you know, I wanted to do it. It felt good, and I think whenever we go out there, I'm gonna just do at least that one run and just slowly build it up, because you know, I'd like to be able to get to where I can at least run like a mile without dying. So I ain't worried about long distance or any of that, but I would like to be able to run a decent under 8 minute mile. So I think I'm going to work up to that. Great walk is really nice out there. It was intermittent, so I'm not quite as burned. I'm a little burned, but not much at all. Again, like I said, we get that one burn and then we're good for the rest usually. So yeah. Really love that. Really love going out and doing that ruck with my shirt off. It's amazing, and I'm definitely going to be keeping doing that. And that's really that, and hill sprints is going to be the main like hit type stuff I do for the most part, just because I'm really up in the workouts. So I'm hitting like everything literally twice now a week, and I'm already feeling it. I'm still sore, both of my legs and my whole chest. And shit is obliterated. Even right here, like almost feels like the top of my lats are sore from that bench. But yeah, my triceps are smoked. This whole chest is just annihilated, especially from like right here. And I may have to push shoulders back a day if this isn't recovered by tomorrow, especially working. I'm not going to get near as much sleep. So I may have to give my shoulders an extra day of rest and just flip. You know, usually Friday and Saturday are my rest days, and just flip Thursday and Friday and do shoulders on Friday. For right now, let's just get going on back. And as always, we're going to warm up with the kettlebells. I especially love kettlebells on leg and back day because they're, you know, obviously get squat a little deeper to get the legs a little the lower body a little more warmed up. And then I can kind of pull it up and just use a little back. You know, because normally with a kettlebell, you're just thrusting with your hips. Your hands are literally just a lever. But what I like to do on a back day is after I do 10, 20 reps, then I'll start kind of pulling it up a little bit. And that just activates, warms up the back a little extra. This is me after doing thousands and thousands and thousands of reps of kettlebells over the last few months. I wouldn't suggest doing that when you're just starting with kettlebells. I would just do nothing but hinging. 40, 80 reps of kettlebells just warms me up more than any of that shit. But to each their own. That's my personality. I'd rather grind for a minute hard rather than just chill for 10 or 15 minutes. But I think they're probably just about as equal for effect at the end of the day. Ooh, it's extra hot and stuffy in here because I got the oven going. Whew, now I have air conditioning, so whew. All I have is a fan, which does its job, but it's noisy and annoying as hell on the camera, so I always turn it off. And instead of dicking around with taking weight off the bar and all that for warm up, I like to just warm up with some one-armed rows on back day with the kettlebell. And then I just go right into the 150. Oh yeah. You can't see the bell, but that's something I also do. You know, I found that really stretches and warms up the lats. Just sitting here swinging the bell around in a circle like that. And see, things like that, I've never seen anyone do that. I just naturally, instinctively do that shit. And some of the things, you know, it's like, okay, that's dumb, and I never even talk about them. But that's just random thought I had one day. You know, because like, it's kind of like the static hold or whatever that's called, but it's like keeping the muscles stretched while at the same time moving, right? There we go. There we go. Back warm up complete. All right, here we go. These are 200-pound bent over rows. First of 6 working sets. And again, when I first up a weight, I go pretty easy. I don't do my crazy grunge stuff until I can consistently do 10 plus reps for multiple sets. We just upped it to 200 a few weeks ago. We were at 150, 160. So it's a 50-pound jump. And that's probably the next jump will be, and then that'll be it. And then we'll kind of outgrow this bar. Man, we have been churning since we did that fast. I don't even have to explain it. You can just watch the damn videos. And the exact same thing happened the last time I did that 3-day fast. You know, there was a mental disconnect between that one and this, to where I was still having fat boy emo moments and going through some shit. And, right? Because you don't go from a lifetime of being a fat, lazy bastard to immediately being committed to training and shit almost every day and all that. It just, that switch doesn't, I mean, it kind of does. That's kind of why the conglomerate of things, the trajectory like this, but there's been like this, you know, kind of then like boom, boom, and then boom, boom, you know. So there's been these things, but the trajectory is like this, but it's definitely not a straight line. And, but we're smoothing out. Like I said, we learned a lot from this last binge. And, you know, that's why we've been honest this whole time, the good and the bad, you know. There's 3 main binges. I talk about each of them, and it's easy to tell when I go like a week or more without posting a video. I was having a fat boy emo moment for one reason or another. And I'm pretty sure that every fat bro on planet Earth that's ever done this, at least 99 out of 100 of them that have lost a bunch of weight, they have those fucking emo moments. So I hope that y'all find that relatable and all that. Hope y'all are enjoying it. I am. Man, it was like in yesterday's, you know, video there at the end, man, I just picking up, I was holding the camera in the way, and then it just was like a glimpse, bro, just the way the camera was and I was holding it, I just looked fucking ridiculous. I did not look 450 pounds. And then that's, moments like that are what make the difference, because I have no concept of what it's going to be to 300. I literally cannot even conceive that. You don't understand. I was 300 pounds like right when I was 11. Like right when I went from 10 to 11 is right when I crossed 300 pounds, and I never went back. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to, and I was just a fat little shit, you know. So, I mean, I still was running, playing basketball and baseball and softball. And so unfortunately, I wasn't in an area where I could play sports, like actual sports, you know, within a school or something, but my brain can't even compute that. But it's moments like that, when I see that, it gives me an idea. And that's, you know, driving me now. That wasn't driving me up until recently. My nieces were the biggest part, my sister. I've just talked about that, and of course my mom. And then y'all were this other chunk. Y'all have no idea how much y'all held me together and helped me get to where I am. That's why I always say we, and I will always say we, because this will always be our journey. Because we're on this shit together, and y'all have helped me as much as apparently I'm helping y'all. So don't ever fucking forget that. I'll tell you one thing that I know for a fact that this is translating and carrying over to deadlifts. It's right here. Is that transition from this to that? This motion? This massive. I don't know. I'm bent over when I'm picking it up, so think getting deadlift off the ground is more legs, but going from kind of bent to locking it out, these bent over rows, that's all that motion. I can almost guarantee you that's going to be where I'm strongest at in the deadlift, which is where I was weakest. Like when I very first time I maxed, and I I almost didn't even know if I truly squeezed out that first time I tried 405. Because I just got it right here. But this motion right here, that's for these bent over rows, because there at the end, those cheat reps, when I'm going like that, that's what I'm working, baby. That's not by design, I'm just something I just noticed. So there is absolutely carryover from bent over rows to deadlifts, which is why my deadlift's gonna be more than 4 the next time. All this, the kettlebells, because that's just static tension. And more and more I think about it, I think I'm gonna make a video on this, because of one muscle on my body that I can compete with people that have been lifting for years, my calves. And I know from a seated calf raise, I've seen some bodybuilders do actual workouts. They destroy me, obviously, in everything. Squats, deadlift, all this shit. They smoke me in all that. Curls, pressing. But the one thing I can compete with them, it's not just size, but actual strength, is calves. And I've been playing in my mind, why? Why is that the only muscle in my body that I can compete with people that have been lifting for years? Right, where 130-pound chicks are squatting more than me and all that. But this, that's the one thing. And it's starting to make sense. And I think I understand why. And I'll tell you, I'll give you a hint. That's why I've been doing a lot of static hold shit. Because that is the secret. All that time under tension. Walking. That's me with like doing like a static fucking calf raise for however long I'm walking with like 300 pounds. So, yeah. Okay. Ooh, look at all that sweat, baby. This fast, dude, I'm telling you. That fast, bro. It's like fucking, we went from fucking like cruising at second gear to just like, boom, we're like 4,000 RPMs at 3 in third gear now. Well, that's a bad analogy. You don't want to do that, but when we're working out anyway, I mean, just churning, no cramps either. Water. Anyone thinks I don't drink enough or all that, I do not get cramps. Knock on wood. Knock on wood, because I drink 2+ gallons of water every day and plenty of electrolytes. 2-to-1 potassium to salt. So if I'm doing my electrolytes and I take a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, I take a 1/2 teaspoon potassium. Take a lot more magnesium. I'm not shitting out every time I take my pre-workout or my electrolytes. So I'm taking less magnesium citrate and I got glycinate and I'm mixing them. So my body's just not shitting them right out. So no cramps even with me sweating like this. It's amazing. Another thing with these is I can't breathe like see, this whole time I've been doing rows, in, out, in, out. That's how, my stomach was so big I couldn't breathe when I was down or going down like you normally would do. And so that's another, I'm having to brace with these, obviously moving forward to, you know, as I get heavier rows, I want to be bracing, not breathing with a slack belly, because I don't want to tear something. I don't even know exactly why you brace, I just know when you're lifting heavy you want to brace. So I think it's just to stabilize your shit, your spine and stuff. But anyways. Okay. There we go. Now we're going to do 2 sets, but with statics. So we're going to do Just a few strict reps, and then we're just gonna hold it. Instead of doing cheats on these final two, we're just gonna do one, however many strict ones we can do, and then just let it hang. Really let those lats hang out, even if we have to stand up a little bit. I'm thinking another one of the next gym things I'm gonna get is a platform. But, I found one that's got a 550 pound limit. So obviously this is more than 550 pounds, but going back to what I was saying earlier, we should be fine. And it's only that high anyways. For stuff like this, and also Jefferson curls, I would love to be doing Jefferson curls, but I need a little platform to really get that stretch. Just hunch, just let that whole back stretch out, and then just lift all that weight. Because right here, I'm gonna have some of the biggest, baddest fucking these thingies there are. Because that's been one of my weakest spots. You know, if I'm walking, anything bothers me, it's right here. You know what I used to, like right there. If you've been here since the beginning, I talked about it. Man, I couldn't even sit and wash dishes without that whole area just being on fire. Literally 4 or 5 days after starting the kettlebells, gone. So I have almost zero back pain now. Like I said, yesterday, it's the first time I felt it really in a while after I ran. And that's why I didn't run the second one. But sometimes this thing works, sometimes it doesn't. It's a little old. I'd love to get one of the Galaxy watches to go with my phone, which those are like $400 or $500. I asked Samsung and Google both to sponsor me, but none of them messaged me back. I've sent Harley an Indian motorcycle and Kawasaki, Suzuki, because I want a motorcycle. I think it's smart. I was like, hey, can you all sponsor me with a cheap cruiser and just a basic, like a helmet and like a jacket, and then I'll sit there and spam it for the rest of my social media career, you know. And none of them messaged me back. You know, that's the type of thing I would do. That's millions and millions and millions of eyes over the course of my potentially billions if I blow up over the course of my career, that they would have free avatar for like what, $12,000 at most for a cruiser and a bike. I also told them I'd go through the whole actual safety course and all that. You know, companies just don't think like that. They'd rather go spend $500,000 for some ads instead of $12,000 for an ad that lasts for years. So for the Cat W's, if anyone's watching this, has an Instagram, go to one of their recent posts. You should sponsor CRUSHEQUITY and see what happens. That'd be so cool. I mean, I would love that. And then that'd be like a whole series too, where I'm teaching my, I don't know how. I grew up on the 3-wheeler, but I'd have to teach myself and go through the whole course. That'd be a great series. And you know, then go vlogging out, cruising on the back roads, and man, that'd be amazing. Yeah, any of y'all with IG, you should go hit up Harley and Indian and Suzuki and Kawasaki. Just like their first post or something, or send them a DM or whatever. So you should sponsor CRUSHEQUITY. That'd be an epic series. And it's smart on their part. You know, I mean, if that was me and I was looking for a motorcycle, I wasn't sure what to get, and I had like, you know, had the money for it, and I was just sitting there, and someone I really cared about, say Sam Sulek. Say that happened with Sam Sulek. That's someone I watch almost all his videos daily. That's my #1 motivator and inspiration for consistency. That's where I've picked that up from. Him and Raxon Terex, which is a Diablo streamer. He streamed every day, and he's doing it for 10 years. So those two, different completely. But anyways, getting off course. If one of them did that for Sam Sulek, that 1,000% would make me more likely to buy that person's or that company's bike. 1,000%. And that's smart advertising. But anyways.
Nice stretch. Oh, that's fucking amazing. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Oh. 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 Woo! Oh, yeah. What a finisher, baby. Oh, I like that. But yeah, so I don't ever really ask y'all for likes or anything or donations. You know, y'all's views and stuff is more than enough. So I'm not trying to monetize y'all, but this is something, yeah, like I said, if y'all are bored and you have Instagram, that'd be awesome. We've been wearing another gear. It's that fasting, baby. That extended fast. It took us from first gear all the way to fucking revved up third gear. And we cruising now, boy, we smoking. We were going, wow! Yeah, and I thought about it. I'm almost assuredly gonna skip shoulders tomorrow and flip it with Friday. Because I forgot there's some kind of stupid inspection they gotta do at 3 o'clock on Friday. So I'm gonna be up until then anyway. So it just makes sense. I'll do shoulders on Friday and then instead of tomorrow. So tomorrow. Narrower stance. Oh yeah. Oh, that gets us up higher. Whew. Oh. Yep, just a little platform is all I need, another couple inches. Ooh. Oh yeah. Oh shit. We still gotta do curls, y'all. Whoo! Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. There we go. Whoo! That is the crush row. That's not a headache or anything. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just my nervous system saying, fuck you, bro. That's what it is. It's an instinct. It's not an actual pain, it's just an instinct. But that's why, because I push myself past that just a little bit each week. Right? These last couple sets, my body's saying, fuck you. But I'm saying, no, I run this shit. I'm the captain. Fuck you. And so we just, every week we just go a little, my body says fuck you a little later, and I tell my body fuck you a little more. And it's just a constant stair step. Whew. Whew. Get what we hold it. Oh, that fuck you was pretty loud on that one. But you know what we do? Say, no! Fuck you! Ah! That's what we say. Ah! This is our fucking ship. We run this motherfucker. Ah! Not you. Ooh! It's our body, baby. This is our body. You don't fucking tell us what to do. You do what the fuck I tell you to do. And I say we got one more nasty grunge set on this, baby. Ah! To everyone wondering what a grunge set is, this is what it is, baby. When you're soaked in sweat, you're hurting, Your central nervous system is saying, fuck you. You dig down, you dig deep, you pull it out, and you say, no, fuck you. This is my body. I do what I want. You listen to me, motherfucker. And we got one more set. Whew. 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 Whew.
Alright, so this is what we're working with first meal. 2 tubs of cottage cheese, one 1%, one 4%, 100 grams of cherries. I've already eaten a couple of them. And of course, 4 big ass jalapenos, a half of a big ass onion, 2 pickles, and about a half a pack of pork rinds. And that, my friends, is what you call a perfectly cooked pork roast. You ready? Watch this. Boop. You ready? Boop. Look at that, y'all. Look how juicy that is. Look how juicy this is, y'all.
It's Martin Boo, and I'm hungry, and I'm gonna eat you up. I'm gonna eat you up. I'm gonna turn you into pork roast. I'm big hungry.